V. Shout out to the LDBC Lions Den community. So today we're gonna talk about pro wrestling. I told y'all I was gonna do a WWE live stream. So here goes. Let's try to keep this topic about wrestling. But let's not come on here and talk about basketball on this one. I got a basketball live stream coming after this, but let's try to keep these brands separate. So let's not talk about LeBron James in this video. Let's keep it about wrestling. So let's talk about what's been going on in WWE. I haven't done any wrestling content since WrestleMania. They've been billing that as the greatest WrestleMania of all time. I disagree. I like WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart in the 60-minute Iron Man match. That's one of my favorite. WrestleMania 3, Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, back when I was a kid growing up. All of the ones, it's hard to just say that was the best. When you had all these, with The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and all the greats, who did, probably put on better performances, but I would say this is one of the best. I put it in my top 10, I think that Cody Rhodes finishing the story was what was right for wrestling. I think that finally had to happen. I think it was really cool, and I commend Paul Levesque, Triple H, for taking over creative and doing the things that he's doing with the talent that he has. Like, I've never seen a WrestleMania like that where somebody wrestled 2 nights with the stakes on the line. And Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, it was both matches, both nights was physical. I thought to myself, man, I see why ain't neither one of them wrestled since WrestleMania. And their body needs time to heal from that. I was like, good Lord. They beat the crap out of each other on night 1, and they turn around the next night and going for the title. It was a physical contest. Then I like the ending when you brought in all of the people. To me, it looked like it was Roman Reigns, past, present, and future. Like, you could see that he was getting ready to lose the belt because it was kind of a reflection on his career. And then even The Rock, too, with the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, Stone Cold was supposed to be there, but he didn't come. That's a whole other thing. I think I'm going to talk about that later because it just came out as to why Stone Cold didn't actually show up at WrestleMania. Because it was more of a money thing, and The Undertaker was kind of a last-minute replacement, which, I like The Undertaker, some people say they think it would have been bigger if Stone Cold would have done it. I kind of beg to differ. I think The Undertaker was a better choice, even though it was kind of fell in your lap. But to me, just The Undertaker coming out there, spoiling it for The Rock, the light going out. Because The Undertaker, if you think about it, he always shows up when you least expect him to. That's the mystery of The Undertaker. That's what makes him so mysterious. Like that mystique of The Undertaker. That's what makes him special as a talent. Because you just never know when he's gonna make his mark. And it could be at the least time, the time when you least expect him, when everything seems to be going right for the bad guys, and all of a sudden, boom, here comes The Undertaker. He comes out there, spoils it for everybody. And I think his appearance was good. I think it added more value to the match. He didn't do much. He just choke slammed The Rock, which is what he needed to do because you had to neutralize the bloodline. See, I knew you had to have some interferences. See, my thought process initially was that we were building up to Rock turning on Roman Reigns and, as a babyface and helping Cody Rhodes, where it was a big ruse all along. I think that was initially the plan, but I think The Rock just started enjoying playing that heel character, though. I really think so. I think they, came up with a lot of twists and turns because you had to help Cody Rhodes. Because I said that I felt like the first night they should have lost. I said Cody Rhodes and them got to lose the first night. They got to lose Friday night because that's the only way Saturday is going to make sense. Or was it Sunday night? It was the first night. Night 2 make more sense. Because if they win night 1, then there's no stake. It's a fair match. If you want to really climax Cody finishing the story, you got to make him go against all odds. And doing what they did was perfect Because I called, like even Drew McIntyre, let's talk about that for a minute. I called it like it was, like I said, man, I always call myself, when I talk about basketball content, I call myself Nostradamus, which is funny, but, God, the only God can predict the future, but, it's just kind of a funny thing that I do, a little moniker I call myself. But my predictions was right, even in the wrestling realm, you know what I'm saying? Because, maybe if I wasn't a Christian, maybe I'd be a better, I guess. Probably could make a lot of money, but, it just felt like, because Damian Priest was going to cash in that briefcase at some point. And I was hoping to God that it would happen at WrestleMania. And I was like, I was hoping Seth don't get screwed. Because the thing is, Seth Rollins was on his way out. We all knew he was hurt. We knew he wasn't going to be around for a while. After WrestleMania, he was going to be trying to heal up before he would get back in the ring. I'm not saying that he wouldn't do some storyline work, but before he get back in the ring, it's going to be a while. We all knew that. But, so he had to lose the match at some point. So I was like, just let him lose the match. Let Drew McIntyre win the belt, which I knew he was going to win. And then, all of a sudden, Damian Priest comes out, cashes in Money in the Bank, screws him over. But this is what they did. They added an element to it that I didn't even think about. They put CM Punk in the mix. Man, I'm telling you, if that wasn't clever, dude, I would never have thought to put CM Punk in the mix like that. But that was, man, Triple H, that was brilliant. Because you think about it, like they already had something, beef going on leading up to that. You know what I'm saying? Like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre had already had words leading up to that. But then he don't like Seth Rollins either. So, he could have gotten involved either way. But Drew McIntyre was poking fun at him and the whole nine. And which really, when he won that match, he really should have just left the ring. You know what I'm saying? If he knew what was best, and the best thing for him to do was just leave. But no, he had to, he broke character, had his babyface moment after he won. Got a chance to go over to his kids and his wife. And I thought that was very special. And he always wanted to win the belt in front of the crowd. First time he won, it was during the pandemic, so the crowd wasn't there. But this was special because this time he finally won in front of the crowd. So I think that was the thing with Triple H, just let him kind of break character for a minute and just kind of enjoy the moment, even though it only lasted 5 minutes. And he got in the wrong man's face. You don't disrespect CM Punk when he's in character and when he's not in character. I think some of y'all forgetting CM Punk is from Chicago. I think people fail to realize that. Phil Brooks is from Chicago. You don't play him like that. You know what I'm saying? And just like what happened over in AEW, them boys found out over there. I love CM Punk, and I'm gonna tell you why, because I think he's a real one. I think CM Punk, if you show respect, you treat him with respect, he's cool, and he's a nice guy. And that's who he genuinely is. He's just real, he's a real dude. He's like me. Me and CM Punk, we one and the same. That's why I love him. He's so much like me. Me and him are so much alike. For one, we're the same age, so we come from that same time period. CM Punk he's just not gonna be fake. It's hard for him to be fake. It's hard for me to be fake. He's gonna tell you how he feels. If you ask him for his opinion, he's gonna give you the truth, whether you like it or not. And if you rub him the wrong way, you disrespect him, you're gonna get receipts. And that's what happened, And he took care of business over there. I know Luke Perry's son. I respect Luke Perry as an actor and stuff like that. But his son got out of line and CM Punk put them hands on him. And, that's just kind of like what happened. Basically he's carrying his real life character to the TV. And that's what Drew McIntyre got. He got that Phil Brooks treatment. It was funny how CM Punk took that brace off. Oh, man, he beat that boy down, boy. But that's what he is. And sure enough, Damian Priest, being the opportunist that he is, he capitalized on his WrestleMania moment and pulled a Seth Rollins in 2015. When Roman Reigns and was wrestling Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar thought he was gonna win the match. Here comes Seth Rollins, come out there, cashed in, and pinned Roman Reigns in the middle of the ring. Made it a triple threat match and took the belt away from. He didn't even pin Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar lost his title, man. But that's kind of how it happens. But I predicted that. I called that If y'all go back and watch, I think I did talk about that on one of my wrestling predictions. I was talking about WrestleMania. I think about how I believed that was gonna happen. It was so funny. Man, I was grinning ear to ear when I got that result. Because I knew that was gonna happen, man. And I think Damian Priest is gonna make a good champion. I think Drew McIntyre would have made a great champion. And now he's in chase mode. And I think it's good that he's now chasing the belt instead of holding the belt. And it's like, just give him some time. So when he finally does win the belt, it'll be special. Just like Cody Rhodes when he didn't win at last year's WrestleMania, which I was against. But it made it more special this time when he finally finished the story. So Drew McIntyre got his own story he got to finish now. And one of the biggest lessons he got to learn is respect. You know what I'm saying? So, this whole video is not going to be a review, but I like Jade Cargill. I like what she's doing. I like the work she's doing. My girl, Bianca Belair, who's also from Tennessee like me, from Knoxville, Knox County. She's coming in, making a mark, doing her thing. I think they need to turn her heel pretty soon. And I think that's going to happen in a program with Jade Cargill. One of them is turning heel. I don't know which one it is, but either Jade Cargill or Bianca Belair is going to turn bad, and that's going to be a feud between them. They're going to work together for a while. They wearing the same colors. I know some Raw, they had outfits that was matching. No, but you know what? You think I'm escaping the mental hospital? I'm going to tell you where you going, though. You going to Blocksville. That's where you going. Coming on my page disrespecting me. I'm going to show you a mental hospital. I sent you to Guatemala. You got blocked from here to Afghanistan. Coming on my page being disrespectful. What's up, man? What's going on, Bobby Long? Come on my page. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you. Yeah, I'm in a mental hospital, but I'm working on my master's and I have a doctorate degree, so I'm stupid. Okay, all right then. Try again, dummy. This is not a straight jacket, you clown. This is called a sauna suit, which means you probably don't go to the gym, so you don't know what it is. So, idiot. But back to my point. But Jade Cargill, one of them are gonna turn on each other. I don't know which one it is, but I'm thinking it might be Bianca Belair because I think it's her babyface run is a little stale now. She needs something to be added to her character to give her a little bit more, to make her character she needs a little more spunk, a little more spice in her character. And I couldn't think of a better way to do it than to turn her heel and, and do that whole feud. Even though to me, Jade Cargill just looks like a bad guy. She looks like a heel. She's like the Brock Lesnar of women's wrestling. But, you could still do a Jade Cargill Raw at some point and eventually do a program with her and Rhea Ripley because they both big powerhouses. I think Jade Cargill got to work on her in-ring ability. I think she's got the look, she got the muscle, she got the mic skills. She just looks like a superstar. She's big. Like I could almost equate her to like the days of Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake, Andre the Giant, and she just has that wrestling superstar look. But she got to work on her in-ring ability though. She got to work on her skills, and it'll come with time. It'll come with time. Because you brought her directly from AEW. She didn't go to the Performance Center. She didn't get any training that I know of, Maybe in the amateurs, maybe so, but she'll be there. She'll be all right though, But Bianca can flat out wrestle. That girl is good in the ring. So, we'll get to that point. We'll get to a feud. But I think Bianca Belair heel turn is coming probably around SummerSlam. I can see that coming around SummerSlam. I like Bayley with the belt. I think Bayley's gonna do some great things with that belt. The babyface Bayley, who's not all the way back to the way she used to be. She still kind of has the heel babyface kind of look. I mean the heel Bayley look, but even though she's on the good side, she still kind of wears the darker colors. I think that's good to not flip her all the way back to that Sami Zayn, the way he used to look, that white meat baby face with all them bright colors and stuff, slapping hands, kissing babies and all that kind of stuff. Good guys are not like that no more, it's just to be honest. You know, those are the old days of baby faces, you know. So, you know, I think she'll do good, you know, with the belt. I think it's some good competition out there for her to wrestle. Trinity Fatu, who is known as Naomi in WWE. I think that's a worthy opponent to chase Bayley's belt, and you know, she's probably gonna win the qualifier match. Well, she did win. I take that back. She won that last night. She won that match, so she's gonna. Her next opponent is Naomi. So let me take this time to talk about. Since I'm on Naomi, let me go on and move on over to the Bloodline. My goodness, did y'all see what happened last night? Ooh, I'm so excited, man. I have not been more excited about this storyline with the Bloodline than I had was in the NWO days, this is what this really reminds me of, to be honest with you. Remember when Kevin Nash was getting fed up with Hulk Hogan, and you know, the NWO was running through everybody, was beating everybody down, but then eventually Kevin Nash started getting tired of Hulk Hogan, and you could see like the seeds being planted over the months. Little by little, he was getting more irritated. The Macho Man started getting tired of Hulk Hogan. They was falling out, and then Kevin Nash took sides, and every time like the Macho Man and Hulk Hogan would have a disagreement, Kevin Nash would kind of take the side of the Macho Man. And Hulk Hogan started getting irritated by it, and eventually, you know, Kevin Nash was excommunicated from the NWO. Well, you could see that as we were getting closer and closer to WrestleMania, so I didn't know what WWE was doing. I knew something was going to eventually erupt between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, because you could see the buildup. And it's like every time like Roman Reigns would say something to Jimmy Uso, like Solo Sikoa would start getting like, he'd be frustrated, he'd get mad. He gets little things where he'd be like, man, I got this. You know, like he was taking the punishment when Jey Uso would do something wrong. I'll go over there and handle the situation, saying whatever he was saying, but you could tell he was like mad, kind of. Like he was like rolling his eyes at Roman Reigns. And this is before The Rock even came back. Then suddenly The Rock comes back. Then, you started noticing a lot of the content creators was talking about how Rock would be standing on one side of the ring while the other guys, the rest of the bloodline was standing on the other side. It's like you knew that something was going to happen between Roman Reigns and The Rock, but you wasn't sure what. And then at WrestleMania, in one of the matches, in the final match, when Roman Reigns took his eyes off Cody Rhodes, and then he clocks Seth Rollins with that chair. He gets distracted. Then all of a sudden, Cody Rhodes catches him with the crossroads multiple times, wins the belt, and you could almost feel like Solo Sikoa was blaming Roman Reigns for not handling business. Sikoa snapped. Oh, he went Umaga, Yokozuna crazy, man. I mean, dude, Rikishi, when he was playing the Sultan character, man, and he just went off and just took everything out on Jimmy Uso, man. I'm like, man, it was like, Jimmy was like, what did I do? But like they said, there's consequences to losing. And them boys lost that match, and Jimmy Uso he got dealt with last night, and it was nasty, man. And so it's guys come down to who's the leader of the bloodline. Question now, who is leading the bloodline now? And clearly, Jimmy Uso is not in that version of the bloodline. He's not. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this video because I'm in a sauna and this mic gonna shut off because it's a little hot in here.